Where do you think you choose to start? What if you lived in a land of the blind, where everyone was in the dark? Would you turn on the lights? Would you stand up and lead? If the dream world was the real world and the real world was a dream, would you call yourself destined? What do limits really mean? What if the experts said impossible and you refused to agree? Times change, rules change, in a realm of the free, with the whole world in flux, it's the dreamers who reign supreme. So consider the possibility that you are more than you see. Think back on a time when the world was strange and new, and you couldn't doubt your own claim on the land of the living. Remember the first time you had to go it all alone. Your mother's hand in the air, waving. You had to do it on your own. All the credit and the blame. Life is a classroom. Learn all you can. Let the unknowing be a beckon. Go and blaze a new path. Learn to love the what if. Don't just live. Thrive. Your countdown is starting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time. Okay. It's performance art. Why not? Oh. There's a book under a camera. Can you bring that to me or just toss it? That's fine. I don't care. Thank you, Dennis Amadeus. Clap it up for Dennis Amadeus. Y'all can hear it, right? Yeah. Good. Dog, drug, mute, great streets, stole, you saw, thumbs, blunt, force, your name, shift, course, black, boy, broke, home, bad, blood, dead, dope, great street, sharp, stone, dope, fiends, die alone, night, fall, cold, rain, dry, tear, why, rain, green, line, red, line, ink, wood, no time, black lips, sore eyes, stink, sweat, gut, bite, wet, street, lock, down, wrong, say, out, town, town. So this is a piece called Inglewood, originally written as a poem. And it's dedicated to the kids I used to teach, because I live in Chicago right now. And I taught 11th grade United States history for a full year in a side of town called Inglewood. And if you know about Chicago, then you know about Inglewood. Inglewood is where Chief Keef is from. Inglewood is where Derrick Rose is from. But it's more than that. It is a predominantly black community, predominantly poor community, where the people have been, everything has been done to basically destroy the people in the neighborhood, from my perspective. And the most resilient people I've ever met in my life are my 11th grade students in that class. So I wrote this poem for them, but now I'm doing it somewhat differently. And if you feel like vibing with me, I feel like vibing, because this is a homecoming for me, and I go back to Chicago in 2 days, and I just want to try and get through it. So let's try one more time. I just want to let you know, I was supposed to do an intro, but I feel like why not just do it halfway through the song? Because it makes sense, right? If you're alive, say yeah. If you're alive, say yeah. Cool. Let's try it again, so you know what I'm talking about. Listen. Cop, dog, drug, mule, great streets, stole, youth, sore thumbs, blunt force, your name, shift course, black boy, broke home, bad blood, dead dome, gray street, sharp stone, dope fiends, die alone, night, fall, cold, rain, dry, tear, wild, brain, green line, red line, Inglewood, no time, black lips, sore eyes, sting, swells, gut, bite, wet street, lock down, rhyme, say, out, town, your way, bear, locks, sirens, gunshots, south side, boom box, Chief Keith, black blocks, G, Lamb, Ron, hell vent, hell salt, hell bound, hell home, help us, none comes, schools, house, doors closed, food scarce, trees gone, hair lost, swell gums, infect, blood born, black boy, cold, feed her soul, your blocks, your score, what you crying for, what you crying for, what you crying for, say yeah, say yeah, say yeah, say yeah, 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 yeah. Say yeah, say yeah, say yeah, 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 yeah. Ollie, say yeah. You can say it like, and I fade out. Say yeah, yeah, say yeah, say yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yet another sad story. Say, okay, thank you. Woo. Yeah. So James told me to do something about the friend zone, but my problem with that is, like, I like the friend zone. I think that you can't love somebody, like really like love and be with them if you're not really their friend. And if you don't value a position of being someone's friend and you think that being something else is not being their friend, then that just leads to scary places in relationships. And it's really important that the friendship be the most important thing, in my opinion. So if you can vibe with that, that's cool. If you'd rather just, have separations, that's cool too. Because, not everybody can be in relationships with everybody else. All right. What's that? Feel free to talk. Like, you guys can, say words back to me if you disagree, if you agree. I'm a pretty good, debater.
A friendship is a relationship.
Word. That's what I said. I like that guy. Full disclosure, I planted him there in the audience. Good job. I'll pay you half of what they pay me. Just make it 75%. It doesn't really matter. Yes. But they're not paying me neither, guys. But this is about love, so why not?
All right.
I hope it works. Check. All right. So much stuff is in the way. So this song was on my album that I released 4 years ago, which is the most recent album, my third album, and it's a duet with another Tampa artist by the name of Daytime. Daytime is not here. Yeah, give it up for Daytime, the co-founder of Sacred Sound Saturdays at the dopest place in town. All right. So it's called Life Love Song.
Yeah.
It still feels like it's mad low. Yeah, the beat it's dropping mad low. You can, if you vibe with it, you can say it's true, right? We live for love, die for love, laugh for love, and cry for love. We bleed for love, need for love, call out to our seats for love. Close our eyes and open up our hearts into the sky above. We pray for love, stay for love, fight for love, pray for love, 'cause life, it sings love like a song. But sometimes in this life, everything you love goes wrong. Is that true, right? Sometimes. Check it. He found her in her hiding place. Her shyness stark, she hid her face and asked him that he leave her be for want of insecurity. He begged her for a chance to find some blessed spot within her mind where they could hold and maybe share a moment where they could be bare but fully clothed. He meant to say he did not want her in that way men often do. It was her soul he longed to share. That was his goal, but she knew better. Knew many men who tried and tried to be let in, who promised good, who played the part dishonestly. Her tattered heart could take no more of men who lied, and so she found a place to hide. Hoped to never again be found, but then this new guy comes around and claims to be a better man. Throws a wrench into her plans, but she tells him to go away. She doesn't know what games he plays to understand what it seems he does. She's never known the kind of love that lasts beyond the touching phase. The perfect nights lead into days filled with regret, so nothing stays. If made of gold, it always fades, and as he fades into the dark, she hopes that love will find a way, 'cause, right, die for love, laugh for love, and cry for love, bleed for love, need for love, call out to our seats for love. Close our eyes and open up our hearts into the sky above. We play for love, stay for love, fight for love, pray for love, 'cause life sings love like a song. But sometimes in this life, everything you love goes wrong. Right? This is what I told her. I told her, I need a centered love. Help me find my center love. Blessed be the love we seek, but we still live as sinners love. Beginners love, a body grab. Tomorrow's still the winter. You come into my house barefoot, I need to soothe your blisters, love. My radiator whispers love, so many use your name in vain. They go before their mirrors blind and close their eyes to ease the pain, 'cause love can sting, oh love can stain, oh love can drive you crazy. And love can leak in lurid nights and leave you with a baby. Maybe love was never meant for me, 'cause mentally it plays me and calls a game what's given plain and simple. God and Satan name the evil things that lovers do, and ego swell, the liars tell, and make of lovers stranger fruit, cold ice, rocky hell. Slip up on your mama's name, daddy shame. Oh well, tell me, are you running dry, or is this just a dry spell? On your mama's name, daddy shame. Oh well, tell me, is it running dry, or is this just a dry spell? We live for love, die for love, laugh for love, cry for love, bleed for love, need for love, call out to our seats for love. Close our eyes and open up our hearts to the sky above. We play for love, stay for love, fight for love, pray for love, 'cause life sings love, love like a song, doesn't it? Sometime in this life, everything you love sometimes goes wrong. Yeah. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? Just a couple people? All right, word. I see y'all lifted a hand like this was church. Thank you. Yeah. I'm not using that anymore because it doesn't want to work with me anymore. Yeah. Thank you. That's the end of that song. I'm just letting it ride out. If you haven't yet bought a coffee or a tea, you should do that. Yes, sir. Yes. Now that they're sometimes people write poems for the purpose of sending a message, and this is a poem that I wrote for that specific purpose. I'm using a microphone because I don't want to kill my voice. And you still can't see what is right before your eyes. It's cozy inside, but it's storming outside. And when the blood from the street starts to seep through your door, your windows are closed, but it soaks up your floors, what will you do? When deny no more you can this death, this phenomenal war. For centuries, these chains have been locked in our minds, promising freedom, concealing the lies, misguiding the people, by muffling the cries of the suffering masses, pulling the wool over our eyes. But when the towers came tumbling, we stood there surprised that the whole world was hurting and you never realized. But when the lines were drawn, we stayed silent as sheep. And our children couldn't think because we drugged them to sleep and changed their curriculum, taught them not to be critical of oil and bankers and corporate criminals, drug companies with greater revenues than some entire nation, and yet cancer and AIDS are still destroying our generation. It means we're paying to be kept sick instead of learning to heal. We need to stop being polite and start getting real. But reality TV has us too numb to feel and too dumb to squeal when they cut into our flesh and bone, distracting us all for a nominal fee. Malcolm said it plain and you still can't see that slavery is past, but it never left, just changed its form to oppress more efficiently. Now it's a well-oiled machine fed by the struggles of the meek. The gap between rich and poor has never been greater. In fact, the top 1% own land, air, and sea, and squeeze the middle class until they struggle to be, and they use fear to rule you. But is fear your master? You go to church on Sunday and hear the words of your pastor, but go right back on Monday to your corporate cell. And you think you're in heaven, but you're living in hell. See, all along we've been warned. But the veil has stayed down. We are born, we work, we go into the ground and feed off our futures to our feudal lords. Our share of Sub-Nottingham, our share of Wood Forest is filled with the hungry who are so desperate to eat, they mortgage their lives for a chance to compete. But contrary to belief, life is no competition. Every person has the right to exist. Use your intuition. Follow your spirit. Reclaim your perspective. Take some time with the silence and find that pain is reflective. A state should mirror its people. We were built to be free, but it gives way to evil when the people can't see. So listen close to that little voice you hear inside of you. If you can't hear that voice, look to the person next to you and ask them if this is what Jesus meant when he taught us how to love. This room is. Or if this is what Gandhi meant when he said we should be the change we wish to see. Or if this is what Martin meant when he said that in the end we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends as we fall by their side and the bleeding ends and the dark hits our eyes and it's storming outside, but we can't see the walls made of American pride. Our brothers and sisters are dying. The whole world is at stake, but there's a fortune to be made in making sure you're not awake, making you believe that you're different when to them you're all the same. From a bomber in Gaza to a hacker in Ukraine, from a student in Chicago or Tampa to a factory worker in Bahrain, we are all merely pawns in a phenomenal game, and let the chips fall where they may. Just don't be surprised when the consequences come and you still can't see what is right before your eyes. It's cozy inside, but it is storming outside, and when the blood from the street starts to seep through your door, your windows are closed, but it soaks up your floors. Tell me, what will you do when deny no more you can this death, this phenomenal war? That's the poem. Your people, the vanishing. Make no mistake, their deaths are loaded with purpose. The signifying monkey does not go gentle into that good night. No, he kicks at the rear windows of police cruisers till they disjoint. He sets the whole neighborhood on fire, every church, every liquor store, every bodega incinerated by his rage. Signify, monkey. Act like you don't know what you are, what you've always been, where your mama came from. Georgia, New Orleans, Mississippi, Alabama. A little white lie in every respectable Negro family, chuckling at the heart of every Afro-American myth. See, it turns out the flying African was fleet of phallus, fringed of fallopian tube, a human animal livid with the gravity of her own mispronounced name, Shaquita. Her own spoiled rotten face. This is the way her world ends. Not with the bang, but with the pimper. Tyrone, you are the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost, the spook who coast absences, a particle impossible to pinpoint when child support is due. See, he treats his babies like he treats his semen. Get it? Disposable. For a woman to carry or spit out in the garbage, it's hard to swallow. The bottom like a Bebe's Kids real life rerun. Pickaninnies with deep African baritones, enhanced for mystery, enhanced for comedy. They've taken great liberty with a certain kind of reality, stretch it so wide you forgot whose mind it came from. See, life imitates art in the ghetto, art imitates product in America. Follow the money in life is an American invention, pre-packaged and vacuum sealed so none of the juices get out and spoil the party. Peel back the ghetto and you will find it's Janice face, its diabetic gut, a slew of syringes and a breach of contract to whom it may concern. Keep this nigger boy running, he's good at it. Jumping too, I do declare he may be able to leap his way right into our hearts. Dear Jumping Bean, Jungle Jim, we'll be your willing Huck Finn if only you let us call you uncle again. See, there is pride in being a good racehorse. MLK said that. Well, not in so many words, but the Reverend Doctor never met LeBron James. Good God, that nigga can fly, just like his ancestors, except this one always comes back. Call him Boomerang Black. John Henry with an endorsement deal, out plowing a donkey, out pushing a train, transplanting a heart, concealing a brain. It's a survival mechanism. Just ask Herman Cain. He only said he didn't know the president of Becky Stan, because he didn't want to blow his cover. He recognizes a gotcha question when he sees one. Besides, everybody knows that the ending of Cash is cash, and the answer to the $1 million question is, well, God bless America, or fight the power. Time is money. Stop wasting hours. Start making dollars. It's a battle royale out there for the bottom dwellers, like crabs in a bucket, trying to scramble their way out, pinching each other's spindly legs, darting their wiry eyes about, celebrating all night when someone shouts their corner of the universe out. Crabs everywhere, throwing up gang signs, flashing brilliant golden teeth, scattering at the crack of gunshots in broad daylight. Fulfilling the archetype, the crab as chaos, the boy as crustacean. He should have been a pair of ragged claws, scuttling across the floors of a silent seas, hiding in the basement. Better not sneeze or they will pepper your shelter and erase you again. In this race to the end, somebody's got to lose. Either dignity or history, and everybody's got to choose. You can't have it both ways, you African American. You black person, you woman of color, you dweller of the bottoms of bottoms, you blues people alight with liminality, you refugee, you think you know but you have no idea, you can't handle the truth, you preamble the truth, you grandstand in the face of fury, you petulant purist, purple mouth murderer of all we hold sacred, corner store miscreant. How you fill so much space with all that absence, how you Jim Crow your way into the lyrics of rappers, your songs the ones everybody want to dance to, your life is what everybody is yelling about, yours is the mad they wear like a feathered headdress to perform the rites at halftime, the bottom body brimming listlessly in this time, postmodern, post-race, post-bail, post-haste, post-script. Never promise a slave his freedom if you do not intend to grant it. It will lead to a level of distrust so deep, sooner or later he will not be able to stand it. Sooner or later she will lose her respect for your standard of beauty, of ethics, of oil. The faces at the bottom of the well have asked for water and been given AIDS, asked for medicine and been given shovels, faced the flood and contracted cholera. The waters are rising, the earth is cracking. In the shadows of the bottom dwellers, an enigma is dancing. The bottom will change you, cause the question to fester, or does it explode? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, one more.